274 DBH Cherokee here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan at 6,275 pounds. Let's see, we're family friendly, we're half-ton towable, loaded with equipment, fully accessible with the slide closed, direct bath entry door, and a little outside mini kitchen, which is, I think, one of the reasons this is just supremely popular. Easily one of the most underappreciated aspects of this floor plan is its ease of access when the slide out is closed, as we see right here. You can very easily, simply, comfortably navigate through the coach. You know, you can get to all of the kitchen storage. You can get back here to the bunks. If you guys need to stop and rub some sleep out of your eyes, you can get to the front beds, the rear beds. Now, both through the main entry door and the direct bathroom door, obviously we can get back here real quick in a pinch. But that's one of the cool parts about this floor plan, is it's very turtle friendly, it's very pack 'em up friendly, it's very travel stop friendly. So if what you're looking for is something that is always available, whether the slide's open or closed, this one looks like she will get her done. Which is kind of a cool scenario, because all that means is the slide just makes it much, much better. Now, this floor plan is awesome. It is, you know, super half-ton towable, super family friendly. We saw it's travel friendly. The only problem with it is it's too awesome. And what I mean by that is this floor plan has been done to death in the industry. Everybody builds this model. So why does the Cherokee version and its sister, the Grey Wolf, why do they continue to be some of the very most popular versions of this? Because that is what we're looking at, guys. This is the #1 selling brand of Forest River travel trailers out there, #2 overall in the market, and despite their success, they are still the fastest growing trailer out there. So more and more and more people are pouring into this thing, and this is one of the best selling models within that family. So why, when there's so many copycat clones? And the answer is the vision and the execution. And it's you have to really understand who and what the Cherokee family of campers are, because at a glance, you want to throw this in the category of entry level because it has that wood skeleton and that aluminum skin. But you have to start looking at the appointments. This is an incredibly highly equipped trailer wrapped up in a much more affordable shell. They don't, you know, overspend on anything. They load this thing up with equipment that is not going to expire. You know, warranties are nice. I like warranties. Warranties are peace of mind, but they expire. You know, waterproof countertops. These this little theater style armrest with these 12-volt battery powered, so the battery off your tongue powered USB jacks, and little LED light inlays. That stuff doesn't expire. We've got you know, all LED bulbs. We've got this cool little accent light up here, which during the day it just looks neat, but at night it's an awesome little LED night light, because against this white ceiling it's going to glow very nicely. Everything that matters is done, and done well. Like, we got our full walk-on roof, LED lighting all the way over the place, and a lot of it around the kitchen. We'll get there in a second. That skylight with that shade to let some extra light through here. You know, these are higher-end features. But at a glance, you want to discredit this camper and call it a base model. And I think that's one of the almost the myths I want to spend time debunking. So their dinette over here. First of all, this is a full-size U-dinette. It's you know, 84-inch long, 42-inch deep. It's also a deeper U-dinette. You can tell from the way that it sticks out of the slide out. Now you've got dual bench end drawers. They're like 40 inches that fully extend to get to every ounce of that bench end storage space in a way that means you don't have to disrupt the flow, like if somebody's sitting at the table. Now, I mentioned a second ago, but your tabletop, all of your countertops, anything is going to be a sealed edge waterproof countertop, and it's called thermal foil, and it's just a nice way of keeping, you know, like if the kids spill a drink or something, it's just a nice way to keep your trailer from being damaged. Now over here in the kitchen, they have what they call the Cherokee Super Kitchen, and I'm, you know, pretty much inclined to agree with them with that nomenclature right there. They've done a bang-up job of it. We're going to start down here. They've got dual full extension max size drawers. So a lot of brands give you 2 drawers, but they tend to be the small little desk drawers. These are the big ones, and they're not particle board constructed. You'll find that they are all plywood box constructed in here. Our checking guy left his clipboard in there. I'll have to get that to him. Now, Forest River builds a lot of campers that all look pretty similar, but it's the devil's in the details things, guys. Cherokee is the highest equipment appointment level trailer in a wood skeleton class at Forest River. And here's the detail things you want to start looking at. Like their cabinet doors are hardwood cabinet doors. They're not using particle board cabinet doors with a sticker wrap that are stapled together. So like there's a little touch. Like they've got this giant farm stainless sink right here, like a giant fifth wheel, and a heavy duty sink cover. You can seriously use this as, if I can use my left hand's retarded by the way, but I mean that is heavy duty. You can really wail on that thing. It's not going anywhere. The nicer high-rise sprayer faucet. The recessed stove top with those little LED lights on there. That's something I see in some nice laminated trailers like our Coachman Freedom Expresses and whatnot. But you've got all these extra things here, like that real tile backsplash that we got a couple delivery drivers right now who brought these trailers in that don't know they're on camera. Surprise, boys! Anyway, over here, their pantry's awesome. First of all, I love the fact that it's just a door. It's not like a cabinet door. It's not a toothpick pantry, meaning it's not really... it's not very thin where you have to go sideways, elbow deep to try to reach up there. This is just a normal pantry, and it is floor to ceiling, and it is ready for action. And what I like is its centralized location. If you want to pack kids' clothes in it and food and other stuff, I mean, you really can. It's so big. You can keep like food stuff up top. You can keep kids' clothes on bottom or vice versa, whatever you want to do to pack it, but you can do all those things. You know, they're, you've seen 100 double bunkhouses with a ladder right here. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about that, but I do want to point out that anywhere you can sleep in a Cherokee, you're going to get both household and USB outlets. They've got USB outlets in the kitchen, in the bunks, on both sides of the bed. They actually have outlets on both sets of the bunks, which is an extra corner cutting thing I have seen some brands take. And look at this giant window. That is something that we're going to hit back on in just a second, but they are very good about maximum size windows in this product. You've got, ooh, let me open that shower curtain here. I left that shut a second ago. But your skylight up there and protective shower wall surround paneling, direct entry bathroom with a nice deadbolt privacy door, foot flush stool, huge sink. And this is where I start to notice the important details on these Cherokees. Big sink, kitchen matching tile backsplash right there, by the way. Maximum size, largest in-class medicine cabinet, so you can actually keep, you know, toothpaste and shavers and stuff in there. And a bigger, like, luxury fifth wheel max air vent fan in here. This is a whole house vent fan, not just a one-room vent fan. And that's why these doors don't quite kiss the ceiling. So that if you leave this fan open during the day, at night, whatever, it can pull cool air in from outside and get that nice, fresh, natural air, as opposed to always breathing like the recycled air conditioner air, which, don't get me wrong, it's better than, you know, sweating to death, but on a nice cool evening, you can sleep well here. So remember those big windows I talked about? Here's one of the best examples of it. And those windows open for huge breeze and ventilation. You'll see that they put about the biggest kitchen window they possibly could in here. You know, you can't get much bigger. And notice that very tall vertical bedroom window up front. What I like about that is that when you're laying on the bed and you like sit up, you can like look outside of your camper on the campsite. Like if you hear noise at night, you can just pop your head up. And keep an eye on things. Or, you know, like, let's say you just lay down to take a little bit of a rest and you hear the kids, all of a sudden one of them starts crying outside. Well, you can get a beat on things. You can see if they're just having a meltdown or if they actually, you know, need help. How about an electric space heating fireplace with remote control and LED visuals that you can turn on without heat if you're so inclined? That's a cool thing you don't get in a, quote, entry-level camper. You don't, like if you're lucky, a lot of times you'll get, instead of curtains, you get sliding doors. This has actual hinging, very home-style doors on here. They do a lot of very cool stuff. Central air is something you don't always find in an entry-level class. It is far more common than it used to be, so I don't want to talk too much about that, but that is a little thing you should probably keep an eye on. Entertainment center. Instead of the spinning TV, which can cause some privacy loss for mom and dad up front, they leave you a nice little access port right here so that if you do want to feed some cables through to a TV mounted on the back side of that wall, you can. But then you don't have to move TVs around. But if you are so inclined, this actually is set up to allow you to easily move TVs around. You'll find matching brackets on the outside of the RV, so if you choose to add a TV to your camper, you can do that. And what's neat is they're all wired into your centralized entertainment center right here. So Bluetooth, DVD, all the good stuff. Coming up here to that, oh, by the way, shoe garage right by the entry door. It keeps the clutter down to a minimum. You'll also notice better material selection. Like they use floor ducted heating because it's more effective, it's more efficient, and they use the metal grates so that if someone steps on it, it's not gonna, you know, shatter and break. Up front, now this is another little detail area. They don't drop down to metallic mini blinds up here in the bedroom. They stay consistent. That is not always the case in campers, and those are the detail things that are easy to miss. I also like the full-length hanging closets because I'm a klutzy guy. If I roll over at night and they have the half-length closets, they got that sharp corner. I always jab myself in the arm with that. Now the bedroom up front is small but simple. You know, this is not designed to be big, giant. It does have an easy lift bed though, but you do have an easy walk around area. Remember, you got those USB outlets and household outlets on both sides. So it's a pretty nice day. I'm looking forward to it. Let's go outside and kind of learn how she's put together. So I mentioned earlier a couple times actually, alluded to the popularity of this model. That is no exaggeration. And again, the question is, why does this one punch through the mix so well? What is it about this one that, man, it just keeps on working? And I think one of the, there's a lot of factors, but I think one of them is this little miniaturized outside kitchenette offered by the Cherokee trailers here. They can't do it on every single model, but basically what they found is there's sort of a dead pocket under the kitchen counter that can't do much on the inside. So they opened it up outside. And I think it's one of the reasons this model has really risen through the ranks. This and its sister, the 26 DBH Grey Wolf. And the reason being, if you had a super slide double bunkhouse with a direct bathroom entry door, previously, there was no real way to put an outside kitchen into it. Well, Cherokee found a way. That's what these guys do. They're hyper creative. I was talking with the brand manager of a different brand of campers that's a direct head-to-head market competitor with these guys here a couple weeks ago. And he actually said, man, you know, I tell you, these guys should absolutely win an award for aggressive creativity because they are just finding ways to find solutions and not build the same thing over and over again. Now, little detail stuff too. Like you can see that heavy application of an anti-wicking treatment around the entry area of those baggage doors. That's so like if it's drizzly or raining or something like that, and the baggage door keeps a little water, if it drips inside a little bit, it's not going to damage anything. It's just not going to hurt anything. Now, this has become one of the most highly copycatted series of campers out there. Like this extra thick aluminum nose sweep, that is just all over the place now, and you can thank these guys for it. They were doing it way before anybody. But it's not just that it's a good looking automotive painted nose, so it's, you know, not going to have potential fiberglass fade issues. What it is, guys, is it's extra crazy thick. It's almost like the walls of an aluminum horse trailer where, you know, horses can kick the walls of those things and not dent them up. It's pretty heavy duty stuff. But it's basically the whole nose of this thing is effectively diamond plate. Now, you've obviously got the dedicated lower diamond plate down here, but the whole camper is essentially, the front of it has that sort of impact resistance. Now, there is a propane grill quick connect near the other side, the other front corner of the trailer over here. So if you don't want to cook in that little outside kitchenette right under the awning, you don't have to. They always give you a backup option there. The outside shower is both hot and cold, so you can do some easy campsite cleanup, hose the kids down. The slide walls, they put this really cottage cheesy texture on this, like almost like sort of hammered skin looking thing, and what it does is it really grabs that slide seal and it makes sure it's always pulled all the way in or out so that you always get good wiper seal action. We talked briefly about the bigger windows inside, but this is almost another more vivid example of how big they are, and you can see those sliding panels open for just exceptionally good airflow. Now, something I like is how they, oh, I hope I unlocked this earlier. I think I forgot to unlock this. I did, and I've only got one hand. Anyway, big baggage compartment right under the lower bunk, but if you can see the size of the lower bunk, you get an idea for how big that baggage compartment is. Now, Cherokee was not the first brand to put that cargo folding travel rack on the back there, but they were the first to basically include it in their packages widespread. And it's another one of those things that has been duplicated and ripped off, which is, that's what R&D stands for in camping, rip off and duplicate, so hard in this industry. Roof is fully walkable. It's rated for something like 2,800 pounds. So even if you get a pretty heavy snowpack or something like that, you're going to be fine. It's going to hold up. We are backup camera ready because remember, like on the outside, this is why I think a lot of people don't realize what they're looking at here. And they always seem to find out because this again is a hyper popular brand of camper. But at a glance, you look at it, and with that, I call this the red stripe edition for obvious reasons, but as soon as they went to that red stripe, it's like it kind of looks like, to me, I look at them like it sort of looks like an old Fleetwood Mallard or something. And that's totally the look they were going for. They wanted a look that was back to basics and down to earth, but they wanted an equipment package that was space age. And they've nailed both sides of that equation. It has the look you expect out of a, quote, camper, but it has more of the equipment of a glamper. See, and that's what's neat. But what's cool, at 6,275 pounds, you haven't changed the tow vehicle. It's still very comfortably half-ton towable. And that's where these guys really reign supreme. They're light enough to be very comfortably half-ton towable, but with their, you're not spending a lot of like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 extra dollars on aluminum structure. And one structure is not built better than the other. They're built differently, and I've done videos on that. If you'd like us to explain, I'm more than happy to. So your entry doors are friction hinged. They were among the first trailer brands, or even fifth wheels, they're among the first towable brands to go to those anti-slam entry doors. And little detail stuff like you can see that even your, quote, off door still has a triple step entry instead of a double. Remember, we do have deadbolt lock on this door, so you don't have to feel shy. A lot of first-time campers, they're often like, isn't that weird having a toilet right by a door? And the answer is no, because it cuts down on so much foot traffic and dirt getting tracked through your camper. It's not even funny. It is a very, very helpful, beneficial thing. Power awning with LED lights. You can see it clearly covers all your primary campsite space right here. Outside TV hookups. We talked about those a little bit on the inside. But these speakers right here, your little outside speakers, one, I like that they're mounted down low where you can actually hear them, not up high. But two, they're actually hooked up to the awning light switch, and they have backlit LEDs even in those. Not super bright, but just nice little look to them. One thing I want to point out, this is one of the only floor plans where they do this, and that is that when you get this little outside mini kitchenette, you include a full outside utility shower, just like we saw on the other side of the camper. This is one of the only campers they build that give you the dual outside showers. Most of the time an RV brand will say, well, you either get it here or there, not both. They give it to you on both. Now, again, remember how I was talking about the cabinet doors and how they'll use a higher grade of material selection in here as compared to even the other cousins at Forest River? This is another example of that. The way that they're using the Moride Step Above system here. This is, I feel, the better built, better functioning system of the two brands of stable steps out there. That being said, I'm not talking a massive difference. I'm not saying this is the reason you should buy this camper instead of any other camper. I'm saying that I like it a little better. And I like it a little better based on a lot of experience with thousands of different campers that we've seen in just the last couple of years. I mean, you can see, like, we're in Toy Hauler Lane right now, but I could call it Toy Hauler Trail. Anyway, you can see that we carry a lot of different brands. So I've got a lot of experience with different step systems. I think this is the best out there. But it doesn't mean that there aren't other decent things. Now, we are prepped and ready for a simple solar prep right up here if you want to get one of those portable panels we have available in our shop. The floor, we are on a 5/8 tongue and groove plywood floor on top of 2x3 longitudinal floor studs. We have an average of 12-inch on-center wall studs, which is a best-in-class thing. You've got 5-inch roof trusses with a 3/8 walkable deck. The structure, this is on point. The structure is built exactly to the appropriate level for this camper segment. But the equipment package goes a way above and beyond. And remember, that's who these guys are. They're right in the heart of the industry, but with a way higher equipment package. But yet they're still very lightweight from just really intelligent decisions. Very impressive product. You know, it continues to grow in success here, and for good reason. It's just put together right with the right appointments in the right places. Pure value camper. So take care, stay safe, have fun, happy camping, everyone. And remember that Haylett RV only does everything, whether it's hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, RV delivery, truck and trailer package deals. If you want someone to sing and dance, I'll threaten one of the salesmen. I'll make him sing and dance. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm serious. Actually, I want somebody to come into our dealership and say, all right, you said you'd make them sing and dance. I want someone to put me to that test. Please put me to that test. I am up for that. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.